So what did we discover last lesson?
So we were doing like turning into junctions, and we're also starting on uphill junctions as well. And then we also were like trying to accelerate quickly.
Okay. So, turning into junctions, how did that go?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think towards the end it got a lot better. I just felt more confident with it. I think we were doing positioning and speed and slowing down.
Oh, great. What did we... I remember we altered something with your positioning
Yeah.
on approaching to turning and to turn out. What was it? You had a little reference point, I believe.
Yeah, so just left of the centre line as I'm turning right. And then as soon as the centre line of the junction I'm about to turn in comes underneath my wing mirror, that's when I turn into the junction.
Good. And how would you know on the approach to a junction to turn in that you are left of the centre, like you say, and not over the line or too far left? What's that reference point?
So the centre line would be in line with my right hand.
Brilliant.
Kind of like this.
Fantastic. You said you was practicing to get going a bit quicker then. What was all that in aid of?
So just in case you're pulling out of a junction where it's kind of closed, obviously you've edged forward as much as you can, but you just kind of want to get out of that situation quickly.
Okay. So how did you get on with that?
It was okay. I think I need to work on that still a little bit.
All right.
It's just a little bit jumpy when I take my foot off the clutch.
You've been driving in your own car?
Yeah.
How you got on?
Not too bad. I was just doing, just kind of going through the motions really. I didn't really get a chance to accelerate quickly.
Yeah. It's not something we do all the time anyway, is it? When might we do it? Do you remember what we said?
No, I can't remember on that one.
Just if you make a misjudgment and then you've got to get going, or it's a busy roundabout, busy time of day, you're going to need that tool in your tool bag, you could say. But let's not put too much emphasis on that. So when we started doing that, it was, I think you had it in your head then, and it was...
Yeah, it kind of messed me up a little bit. I think it's just something I need to master and then use when I need it. What
enables you to lift the clutch faster than you usually would when moving off from stationary?
Accelerating a little bit more than you would normally.
That's it. Yeah. So you just get a bigger, quicker move off, and then second gear comes earlier, and just the whole thing's a bit more assertive. You said one more thing that we did last week. Can't remember what it was. So moving off quicker, turning into junctions, and one more thing. What was it?
Approaching a junction like uphill.
Ah. So what was the thing there then? Because I remember you making significant gains on that.
It was trying to master like the bite point of the clutch and the holding point.
Makes sense.
Without having to use my brake. So we used the momentum of the downhill going uphill, and then I just kind of get the holding point just in time before the line.
And what would you have on first before you find that holding point? What would you have?
Would have had my clutch down,
and
then brake slowly, and then gradually come to a stop, and then got in gear, because I think that's what I was doing a little bit more as well, was getting in gear before the junction.
That's helped you a lot, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The timing of that.
Yeah.
With the hill junctions, what it is we need, when you got that momentum rolling forwards, that last little bit, you've got to get your gas on first.
Yep.
So that when you get to the bite, because remember, when you catch it at the bite or hold it still, it's going to be a slight incline. So if you try and hold it at the holding point with no power being sent through from the gas already, so it should already be there, what could happen?
Could stall it, could just drop out.
It could do.
Yeah.
It could just stall. So yeah, just gas first, then you bite, and then do exactly what you said. It went well, didn't it? Or am I just saying that?
No, I felt like it went well. I think at the start it was a little bit just getting to grips with it a little bit more as well. But like kind of at the end, I just got used to it, and I felt pretty comfortable with it.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds like we had an interesting lesson. We didn't make any notes, did we?
Not last lesson.
No. Do you want to make any notes at the end today?
Might be useful, yeah.
Okay.
Just in case.
All right. So we're finishing at, just to be clear, we're finishing at your college.
Yeah, which is Johnson building.
Which is going to be fun at that time of day.
Yeah, yeah.
What time do you normally set up? I've not been that side for quite a while. What time would you normally set off from here?
So if we're setting off from here to get to there for... What time's the lesson finished today? Is it?
What time are we now? Quarter to...
I think it's 4:45, is that?
I don't even know if this watch is even right. It's 2:45, so yeah, we're going to finish at 4:45.
4:45, okay. To get probably about 25 past, maybe half past.
Okay, yeah.
Because it does get quite busy.
All right. Yeah. I'm expecting an enjoyable drive back.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's all right. It's part of the job. Based on your last drive, then, what do you think would be an appropriate goal for you to set for yourself today? What would you like to achieve? What's achievable?
I think I'd like to make a start on roundabouts.
Yeah.
Maybe do a little bit more of the junction work. I think I found it quite useful doing the junctions uphill, because that's a really useful skill. Because you remember the junction that's close where I live.
At the end?
Yeah, at the end. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because it's uphill, isn't it? The one coming from Draycott.
So you're going to be... Yeah, I remember I was talking about that yesterday, last time on the way back.
Yeah.
There's quite a few around, isn't there? So you need that nailed down, really, don't you?
Yeah, it's just a useful skill. And I think if we have time as well, I'd like to be able to practice that acceleration quickly again.
Okay. All right. That's absolutely fine. So they're your 3 little goals.
Yeah.
Moving off a bit quicker acceleration, hill junctions, and make a start on roundabouts.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. All right then, Chris, when you're ready, if you want to just get yourself all set up, ready for driving today. Still warm?
Yeah.
Or was it just me? Keys are there when you need them. Cool. You might need them for the electrics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when you're ready, can I just get a grips to what you need from me? Are you okay generally with your junctions now in terms of instruction?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, if you see anything that I slip up on, just let me know, and then maybe remind me on it next time. But I think I should be okay.
Okay. If we come to a hill junction, because that's something newer we've brought in, do you want me to definitely up the instruction on that anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Just to begin with, then we can see where we are with that, can't we then? Yeah. All right then. When you're ready, we'll drive on and we'll take the first left. Zigzaggy.
I hate the amount of speed bumps around down here.
There's quite a few. I suppose it keeps it slow though, because any kid could run out these driveways, couldn't they, into the road?
Yeah.
Is there many kids live around here and that? Never seen
quite a few, yeah. There were when I was growing up, but I think they kind of all moved out.
All moved on.
Yeah.
So looking at the junction at the end of the road, I mean, if you turn right, it's going to be uphill, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to turn left though at there.
Okay.
So I think you should be okay just doing what you usually do. Just squeeze the foot brake, Chris. First port of call there, if you're rolling backwards, check your centre mirror.
Okay.
Get the car under control as soon as you can, yeah?
Yeah. use my handbrake on this one?
Yeah, I would, just to get your feet ready and everything. Make sure you've looked down here as well, because he could be in the wrong side of the road, couldn't he? And then we'll take the next road on the right, just here. Clutch in, clutch in, clutch in, clutch in, clutch in. Otherwise, we're just going to travel too far.
Yeah.
And you can't brake anymore because it'll stall, because the clutch is still up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You just got to be prepared sometimes. Just say, you know what, I've got to hold back.
Alright.
The timing's weren't right, was it? We're going to turn left at the end. So here it's uphill. Clutch down. Bit of brake, bit of brake, bit of brake. Look right, look left. Bit more brake, bit more brake, bit more brake, and set revs next. Just before we roll backwards. So just give you instruction there, because that was another uphill one. Didn't really have time to discuss it on the approach. How would you make your clutch up a bit smoother? You know, when you engage second, when you lift up for second.
Maybe just hold it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And let off slower.
Do a steady 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off. He'll keep it at the same speed, but he'll keep it continuous.
Yeah.
Pull up on the left at a safe place, please. Pleased with what you just did. The last little bit here, we were talking about it last lesson.
Yeah.
What was it? What is it?
Just using your clutch and your accelerator just to edge that a little bit further. And instead of like squeezing the brake at the end, just letting off.
Yeah, that's exactly what you did. Well done. So, the stall at the junction.
Yeah.
Any ideas why? The first junction we did, we turned left, didn't we? Just
I didn't have my clutch in. And I think I braked in second without my clutch, and it just stalled it.
As far as I'm aware, you was a bit late getting into first gear.
Yeah.
Do you remember how many car lengths back we want to aim for to get into first gear and approach to a T-junction?
Would it be 6?
6 would be really far back.
Okay.
And you'd be too slow way too early. It's about 1 to 2.
1 to 2, okay.
If you aim for 2 and then you're 1 car length before the lines, fine. When you get more experience, you might be able to do it at the line as you're still rolling, but for now, if we aim for 2 car lengths, then we'll definitely be in gear 1 with the clutch still on the floor by the time we reach 1 car length from back from the giveaway line.
Okay.
So that could have been a bit sooner, but the main you was in first by the time we moved off.
All right.
The main reason it stalled was because you didn't get the gas on.
Right.
You just didn't get it on.
Yeah.
And the clutch come up quite quick. And we said it was a slight incline. It stalled.
Yeah, it did.
Quick clutch, no gas, bad combination. Maybe with gas, you could have brought the clutch up that bit quicker if you'd have had gas.
Yeah.
Or increased the gas as you lifted it up, like we said. Well, that would be for a quicker start, which you probably wouldn't want to do because you had loads of turn to do. So, what are you going to do differently next time then?
Keep my accelerator on, because I think, like I said, it was trying to break my old habit of like both feet doing the same thing. So as I'm coming off my clutch, I think I just came off my accelerator.
Both feet up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I just need to keep my right one down, maybe just lift off the clutch a little bit slower.
Yeah.
I think that'd help.
Okay. Do you want to see how you get on with it, or do you want any help from me?
We'll see how I get on with it.
Yeah.
Just make a start up here and then junction at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
As long as you're happy to do that, because I know you was doing it quite consistently last lesson.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You know, things aren't. Sometimes people expect just because they got things right, it's going to keep going that way. It's not always the case, but we'll certainly get it back, to where we left off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as that's all clear in your mind, then we'll drive on when you're ready. it, that lift up?
No, I think I just kept my clutch in it a little bit longer and it just helped.
So at the end, Chris, we'll take a left turn there.
Okay.
So how early are we going to get that first gear after we braked a bit?
Probably about now.
Yeah. If you look left before you go, just stop there. Just going to reverse back a little bit.
Okay.
Because just steer right for me. Do you see, if we'd have gone there,
Yeah, the light, yep.
then we'd have been obstructing the road. So before you go, was you really interpreting everything you saw before you committed to pulling out?
I think as I saw it,
You're going to get going again?
yeah.
Just on the clutch still, just steer right a bit, and now I'm coming off, you're back in full control now.
Yep. Yeah, I think as I saw it, it was green, but just turning yellow, and I think it was too late by that time.
Yeah. Have we talked about lights?
Not overly, not a lot.
Okay. Should you have do you think a discussion about lights would be good?
Yeah.
So you need to know what to be thinking and when and how to interpret what you see, don't you?
Yeah.
So what we'll do, Chris will turn right at the end, at the junction. So let's get the brake on earlier, and clutch earlier, and first earlier. That's it. Bit more brake then. So that stops, we don't want to go in the back of it. What are you going to set first?
My revs.
Yeah. Clutch should be on the floor when you do that. Lovely. How did that feel?
Yeah, it was a lot smoother.
Good. Just going to pop you back into third there.
Was that first?
Just about to go into third.
Ah, okay.
Did you feel a bit of difficulty
Yeah,
when you put it
yeah.
in? Any ideas why you might have experienced that difficulty?
I think my clutch wasn't all the way down.
It must have been down in order to move for you to move the gear stick.
Okay.
So I think so. And I saw you pretty down. So as far as where it was down,
Yeah.
what you did is you sort of forced it forward rather than letting it spring to the neutral point.
Okay.
Because all gear sticks are spring loaded. So if you work with it, not against it, work with it, just bounce it to neutral,
Yeah.
and then just slot it straight forwards. Then, because we know third sits up directly above neutral, so it's ideal. And into fourth, if you can. What we'll do, we'll go over that. We'll pull up somewhere in a bit.
Yeah.
Go over that, and we'll also go over lights.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's the speed limit on this stretch?
It's 40 minutes.
Can we do it, do you think?
Yeah.
What we got coming up then? What are these signs on the left telling us?
It's telling us it's about to be a 30 zone.
So what are you going to check? Anything close?
Speed camera's coming up soon.
Okay. We're going to turn off just before there, next road on your right. So
Okay.
we start. Well, good, nice reference there. Positioning. What gear we're going to use? Probably
Second.
first. Clutch down.
First. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, because this car's coming.
That's it. Keep rolling to that reference you told me. And I'm loving the fact you set your gas first. Well done. Now, the junction at the end, uphill, downhill, flat.
I think it's slightly uphill.
I would agree.
Yeah.
So if you just come off your gas, we're going to turn right by the way, sorry.
Right.
And then if you cover brake and clutch,
Yep.
clutch down, bit of brake, revs. Right. Now look both ways, really interpret what you see. From the way you went,
It was a bit sudden, I think.
And did you have time to really see everything? If there was a biker coming down doing 50 on a motorbike in dark clothing or whatever, we could have gone still. So what I want you to do when it's safe is pull up on the left at a safe place. There's no rush. You can go in second. Just eases the engine off. Nice one, lovely and smooth there with the stopping. Glad you didn't signal. Righto, a couple of things to go over. What do you want to start with?
I think we'll start with the junction where I pulled out and there was a light. Yeah.
So you was at the junction, you'd paused and you looked right and left. How many times did you look right and left?
Only once. Should do it twice. Yeah.
Minimum of 2.
Yeah.
So right, left, and don't forget the forwards bit.
Yeah. Because
the door could open or whatever, or to crossroad. But I suppose that really highlights the importance of like really looking for stuff, doesn't it? Like interpreting what you're seeing, processing what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Because did you see the lights? Did you know they even existed before you was actually looking and your wheels was moving and going?
No, I didn't see it because it was in my blind spot.
Yeah. So maybe a bit slower, a bit earlier, and then as you're approaching the junction, you can have your first look right and left then. And if you think if that pillar was in the way, the further you are back, you're going to see it before that's in the way, if that makes sense. Yeah. And that's where people say, "Oh, I can't." People say to me sometimes, "I can't. These are too." You need to look before and after. You need to keep looking. Do you know what I mean? It's the only way to do it, really. The reason these have got thicker is because cars have got improved their safety standards, crumple zones, and rigidity in the event of a crash. Do you want to? So we'll talk over lights in a bit, shall we?
Yeah, I can do. Yeah.
Then, what's the next thing after that? The gear.
Yeah.
Go on.
I think I just tried to force it like you said, and I wasn't as smooth with it as I should have been. Because I think if I was a little bit smoother, it would have sprung back, and then I would have realised that it wasn't going in gear. So I think I just tried to force it.
Pop it into second for me without looking. Just pop the clutch down a moment. And then go second to third without looking. Right, there's the problem. Because you're sort of moving it as one movement, just keep the clutch down for me.
Yeah.
No worries. If it's in gear, it will stall, so just keep that down for me, don't move your left foot. So what you want to do is this. Now this bit's key.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is persuading it forwards. It's designed to do that. If it's there, do what you want in terms of going forwards. Whatever you want. It's really easy then. But if you go like this, for me, you could be. You might be in fifth there. Who knows?
Could be, yeah.
Or even worse, you could go into first, and that's what we did. And what I did, do you know what I did to stop that happening?
I think you put your clutch down and
I did.
Yeah.
And then I put it back into third. What's the danger in going to first gear when the car behind thinks you're going to go into third? Probably because we looked like we was up in the speed, didn't we?
You suddenly slow down and the car behind is going to be pretty close.
Normally are, aren't they?
Yeah.
And is there any warning, any brake lights or anything to warn them that you're about to slow down so abruptly?
No, not if you change down.
Correct.
It's just slowing you down without brake.
Good. So you have a go now before we actually move off. How does this sound? You have a go at doing that and doing it in 2 stages. First thing is the spring and the bounce. Next thing is just slotting it forwards. Really loose pressure, really. Let go of it, don't hold it. That's the first thing, don't even hold it. That's it.
Like that.
That's it, let's try that again. Just literally, just a forwards palm really. There. It'll do that, it'll just bounce every time.
Okay.
We've also got other clues, because when you do that, you can hear it bounce. You can also feel it move away and leave the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
So, that's the best advice I could give you. Do you want any help with that? Reminding to do that more loosely and not holding it?
Yeah, I think that'd be quite useful.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get that into your general driving. The next thing then, what was the other thing we was looking at? That clutch control on the hill junction there.
Trying to think which one.
Last right turn we did.
Oh yeah.
We've been talking about interpreting what you're seeing. What's going to enable you to do that?
Just slowing down a little bit more and edging forward and looking left and right twice, as opposed to just kind of taking it a bit too quick and
That's it.
not taking everything in.
That's a minimum. Remember the twice. You can look more.
Yeah.
Than you do. Why didn't you allow yourself to do that?
I think I set my revs, and then for some reason I just kind of let off the clutch and I just kind of went. I think I needed just to take a minute just while I was on the holding point.
You've got it.
Yeah.
And having your head as well that the revs does not mean you're going.
Yeah.
It means you're holding, deciding whether to go by getting a better view.
Yeah.
And that's it. Do you want any help with that, or do you feel you'll be okay with that? Or
I think I'll be alright with that, but obviously if I do it again, then just let me know and I'll try and correct it.
okay. So I'm still going to help you with the approach and the setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in terms of the edging, we'll see how you get on with that. Because I remember last week you was flying with
the
it.
edging's okay. Yeah.
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 All right then. There's no traffic lights around here. Let's do a bit of driving, do a loop or something, then we'll get on track for some roundabouts. We'll talk about the lights because we're going to be using them today, so it's important that we know what's what. Yeah. So
Okay.
drive on when you're ready. Just pull back in for me. Cheers. Right. What didn't you check there moving off?
My blind spot. I think I checked my mirror, but I didn't check my blind spot. Yeah.
That's it. You check your mirror just briefly.
Yeah.
But why is a blind spot blind?
Because you can't see. Yeah. So it's being blocked by the part of your car. So there could be something behind it. Could be a kid or.
Could easily. So
Yeah.
can you see the driveways over there in your door mirror?
No.
So if a car was just emerging out and coming across you in your blind spot as you wouldn't see it, would you? You could
No.
both. And you wouldn't signal because you wouldn't know it was there.
Yeah.
So the other thing is the bite point was really high when you moved off. Did you hear it?
Yeah, it
Like,
was. Yeah.
Trying to go. Did you feel it?
So I think I just need to pull my clutch down a little bit. Was that it? Or
Correct.
yeah.
Just so it's nice and steady and calm. You don't want to whiz off, do you? Because you want to be in control of your speed and you determine how fast to go, not the car already predetermined. Off we go.
Yeah.
Because there could be things to deal with, you know, in front or whatever that develop. So, do you want any help with this time? Sorry to pull you up to that,
No,
but
that's
it's
alright. Yeah. I think I've got it this time.
okay.
But yeah.
All right.
Give it a go.
So when you're ready, we'll drive on. Decent there. Could have used that technique though, you know, if you did have to stop.
Yeah.
But that's good what you did. If you can keep the clutch on, it's better. It's better. Sometimes we can't though, you know, relating that to the junction we did earlier, and I said, look, sometimes you just got to get it down.
Yeah.
Remember the first right turn we did, I think it was. So we're going to take the next road on the left, please, Chris. Keep that clutch up. Keep it up. Keep it up. What made you press that down then, do you think, a little bit?
I think I was just getting ready to slow, but I didn't need the clutch. It's only when I'm coming to an actual stop
Yeah.
that I should use that.
Yeah. What could that do to your speed coming into the junction? If say it moves downhill,
Could increase it
that's it.
because you're just letting off the plates. It's just coasting.
We'll take the next right, please, Chris. Professionally done there. And then we're going to turn right at the end of the road, please. Just aim to do. Still aim for the 2-car length reference, but just try and do everything a bit earlier, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A bit more brake, bit more brake. So here we can start having those glances before we get to the lines.
Yeah.
So your first gear timing was good, actually physically putting it in the gear, but then really start to smoothly crank the brake on.
Yeah.
Smoothly though, and you'll be a bit better off there.
Okay.
So what's your plan here?
It's a bit of a closed one, so I'm gonna get my holding point and then edge forward.
In order to do that, what are you going to set first?
Revs.
Okay. And how are you going to make sure that we don't just whiz off? Because we don't want to drive into that van, do we, as we edge forward?
No.
You could cut the corner as well. Look.
Don't want to let off my clutch too much.
Good, nice control there. Just capping it off by popping the clutch down the middle. You've got it. How did that feel?
Yeah, felt good.
A bit more controlled than
Yeah.
all we talked about? You certainly felt it. Oh, I was going to say, you got any plans this evening, but you're at college, aren't you?
Yeah, training for a bit and then a gym afterwards.
Busy man. Take next road on the right, please. What aren't you going to do with that clutch?
Put it down.
What did you need to do with the clutch?
Put it down.
So what should you be covering, even though you're not
Clutch and brake.
all the way through?
Yeah.
Because when you turn in, the picture changes.
Yeah.
You alright with what to do next? Anything cyclists cutting through here? Worth a shout though, isn't it? Because the junction's behind us.
Definitely. Yeah.
So I just have my feet covering I do all the way through, and I might not use them. I might not use the brake anymore. I might not use the clutch, but I'm ready for any eventuality.
Yeah, it's always good out there.
Because otherwise, if you don't get downtime, you could bounce forward, couldn't you? As you're stopping, and
Yeah.
who knows what you're going to bounce into. Good, so you're covering the clutch there. So if you did brake, you well may or may not need to get down, but if you do, you can.
Just in case. Yeah.
Right, let's do one of these hill junctions then before we get some other stuff. So we're going to take next right on the right. What are you going to cover? Which two pedals, just in case?
Clutch and brake.
Yeah. You see, so if he'd have stepped off, or if he does now, you're ready to out there with your feet, aren't
Yeah.
you? We've got eye contact, and it's highly unlikely there with that scenario, but who knows, on a different day. What are you expecting here, Chris?
Could be anything. Could be another car coming around.
And are your feet ready in case it does?
I've got my foot covering my clutch.
Yeah.
Obviously, I need it on the accelerator at the moment, but it would be ready.
Give it
Brake.
across.
Yeah.
Good. At the end of the road, what type of junction?
It's an uphill one.
Okay, we're going to turn left there.
Left. Okay.
So do you want help with setting up on the approach this time again?
Can do. Yeah.
Yeah. Off the gas, cover brake as well.
Yep.
Now start braking. Brake, 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 brake more, and clutch. First gear off the brake, set revs. Just balance us still, clutching a bit. That's it, keep it really steady. Gas on still, holding us still at holding point. Make sure we really absorb what we're seeing. Good. How would you rate your control?
So it was okay.
Yeah?
I think it just needs to be a little bit smoother on the pedals at times. So I think I lifted my clutch off a bit too quick.
Do you mean just towards the end?
Just towards the end, yeah.
Yeah. I think though, it wasn't that bad because the safety was there. That
Yeah.
was just a control issue, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Not a dangerous control issue.
But no, I think approaching the junction, it was quite good. Setting the revs and stuff.
Me too, yeah. And then we'll take the next road on the left. forget the car
Yeah.
might be coming in. Awesome. Just wouldn't see it as early, would you, on the bend?
No, because it's a bit of a steep bend.
So this junction, uphill a certain way then?
Because I was steering back in,
Yeah.
so my front end could have caught them.
That's it, good. What do you see ahead?
Lights.
What are you going to check?
Central.
Anything close?
No.
So we don't need to worry about warning them. We'll have another check as we get closer.
Yeah.
By I mean warning them earlier. Anybody at the lights? Are the lights to change, Chris?
No, there's no one lights.
And traffic then, you say?
Yeah. I think it's alright.
So some lights, if they're on the end of a junction, as we said, could change without being pressed because they're on a
On a timer, yeah.
or that might not be the right way of saying it, but you know what I mean. It's to keep traffic flowing equally and all that sort of thing. So what gear are you thinking?
Third.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bit forceful there, and again,
Yeah.
I didn't tell you.
No, it's alright. But yeah, I just need to be a little bit.
So you want to do it as two manoeuvres, two movements. The first one, gentle spring, it will come away from the palm of your hand.
Just let it slide into neutral.
Let it do it itself,
Yeah.
and then you just persuade it forwards. So we did quite a few lights there, and that's the general sequence that we do: identify, check, and then scan for any potentials. Check the mirrors, that is, then scan for any potential pedestrians, and then decide how far we are from the line, and
Yeah.
point and no return, and all that. Have we done country roads before? We talked about
not
it.
a lot. No, we haven't.
Let's take the next road on the right.
Okay.
Conscious that we don't get too far away from your college. What gear are you going to use for this one?
Should have been in second.
Do you know what though, Chris? You controlled that expertly. So actually, the car coped with third. Quite fine actually. Go second now. Second.
Second.
Too fast to lift up the clutch in first. Your car will just jerk
Okay.
forwards.
So what kind of speed is that?
Just come back to that in a minute. Just start braking.
Yeah.
Just keep tight to the inside here. Because if a car whizzes round the width of the road,
Yeah,
we
it's
don't
a
have
bad one. This. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no mirrors.
We'll have a chat about country roads. We've been talking about things for a while, so I'm conscious that I want to get some driving in. Well done. Just check your centre mirror. I don't know if you did or not. I might have missed it. Okay, keep speed at this, Chris. Just don't accelerate. Just come off your gas. And nothing behind us, is there?
No.
Just keep speed. Just stay off the gas. You asked me a question. It was what speed would be ideal for that junction.
Yeah.
Usually second gear, but you can do things in third as long as you've controlled enough, your steering's good enough, and you're on the brakes enough, which you was.
Yeah.
Your turning in's really good, and the road was, the turn was wide enough, good visibility on the approach, so it wasn't like was out of control going to hit something. Who knows? It was it was all right. But generally, I'd do second gear with the clutch up, which would be what, about 10, 15-ish.
10, 15. Okay.
I think.
Yeah. So I probably was going a bit fast at first then.
Oh, you mean coming into the new road
Yeah.
after the turn?
Yeah.
Because we turned in third.
Yeah. So coming into the new road in
Yeah.
second, what kind of speed would you?
Oh well, you was already in third because you took the junction in third, so you should have just stayed as that.
So that was fine.
Yeah, just because you're just driving then, aren't you?
Yeah.
We're going to turn right at the end here. What's your thoughts on that junction?
I think it's a bit closed, that one.
So what would you have done?
I think I
if you
was.
did it again.
I was kind of edging a little bit, but
What did you feel like your speed coming out?
I think it was a bit too slow.
What could you have set so that it was more powerful, got to second earlier, etc.?
More acceleration.
Yeah. Could you hear any gas when you moved off?
No, not enough.
So junction that you said you had a few issues with.
Yeah.
We need to make sure we interpret what we see both sides, but it's uphill, as you already know.
Yeah.
So we've got to be really controlled. What must we have set?
Revs.
Yeah. Turning left at the end. So I'll talk you through again. Would you like that?
Yeah.
Brake, 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 clutch down, bit more brake, bit more, bit more, bit more, bit more, first gear, set of revs, balance us still, clutching a bit more, gas on first, balance us, clutch up and middle there. Really interpret what we're seeing, and go when you're ready. How was that?
That was alright.
Better than last time you did it?
Definitely, yeah.
Keep your eye on your left there.
Yes, a bit close.
It can be done, it's just, yeah, you want to use a bit more of that right, that's all.
Yeah.
I always go through those, because it saves everyone's cost. Not at all.
So it just makes more sense to hang back a little bit and then slowly make it up. And like you said, it makes it less stressful as well.
There's not that pressure and that rush, is there? I always think of it like, when I see slow moving traffic, I think they look like a train with carriages.
Yeah.
Whatever the first one does, all the carriages get dragged.
Yeah.
And then the carriages get stopped wherever the first train needs to stop, and it backs up. Whereas, like you say, if you leave a gap, you can decide when and where to stop, so that we're not blocking it. If there was a blind person that steps across and you're blocking the crossing, they could walk into it, couldn't they?
Yeah.
They'll know it's the crossing because you normally have the tactile paving on the floor. You know, the paved stones with the bubble. It's like that. Yeah. So that they can identify where to cross. And if you think about it, these flash amber all the time.
They do, yeah.
A bit like these older type of pelican crossings, flashing amber. So it's up to the driver to decide, go if it's safe to, basically. So you can relate those to these. Zebra crossings, got, what's that called there? Any ideas?
I did this the other day.
What, with me or?
No, it was with my mum.
What, on your theory?
No, we were just driving and she told me the name of it and I completely forgot.
Don't matter too much the name, unless you want to try and guess it.
Nah,
It doesn't matter, as long as you know what it means. If you see one of these on a zebra crossing, it's called a central island, and it separates the crossing into two separates. For example, their body language is facing that way, you're driving up from here, you can keep going.
Yeah.
Why would it be dangerous to wave somebody across at a crossing? Relate it to when we did meeting. When we did meeting situations, scenarios, we said we wouldn't.
To wave somebody across? Oh, could mean to let them know that you're there. So, I don't know, it could get confused.
Yeah. So you're coming up here, and you're saying, yeah, go on, you cross, but then there's a car coming.
Yeah, it looks like you're letting the car go, that was it, yeah.
It could be. Or you could say, yeah, go on, I'm slowing down anyway, and then a car overtakes you. You've told them to step out. Because some pedestrians will just do it. If you tell them to do it, they'll do it without looking. And they'll go off your judgment, which is, you know, I won't go off anybody's judgment for anything, to be honest. Well, within reason, but yeah. So that's really the gist of it. Any questions or?
No, I think it seems to make sense.
All right. And we'll look at more traffic lights, controlled junctions a bit later on as we go through the training.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So I'm conscious we said we're going to look at roundabouts as well.
Yeah.
We're finishing at your college, so we need to get to, just try and think how much time we've got. We need to set off for your college, I'd say about 20 past, 25 past.
Yeah. Probably agree on that one.
So we've got a good 45 minutes or so, haven't we? Roughly?
Yeah, yeah.
All right then. Let's go and do a few traffic lights, and then let's think about adding a few roundabouts in.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you happy to do that?
think so, yeah.
Is there anything you want to change in terms of that plan?
Not really. I mean, I've done a few roundabouts, but I was just kind of thrown in at the deep end. Like I'd never done one before, and I was just. But it was like first exit, so I didn't really have to do a lot on it.
Can be like a left turn, can't it?
Yeah.
If there's nothing coming and visibility is good on the approach.
Yeah.
What we can do is we can talk about roundabouts now and merge the two in together.
Yeah.
If you would
I
like.
think that'd be useful.
Yeah. As long as you're okay with talking through.
Yeah.
Do you want me to get a visual with roundabouts, or do you just want to chat about it?
In terms of a visual, what would it be?
Pictures, so we can.
Yeah. I don't mind that. Might be useful. There's so many different ones.
Exactly. Here's some pictures of a few roundabouts. So we've got just a normal sort of style 2-lane one. You've got the picture of the clock there. Say 12 o'clock, because normally anything after 12 you'd consider a right turn.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you what you know about roundabouts in a minute, so I don't sort of teach you to suck eggs. But so there's just a sort of, and here's a couple of different ones: mini roundabouts, double mini roundabouts. A few of these up in Spondon Village, dotted around in Alveston near Test Centre, etc. And then we've got like 3-lane roundabouts, and then we've got spiral roundabouts. A lot of people who drive don't even know these exist, but yet they use them. Some better than others. Is spiral roundabout something you was aware of?
I have a feeling there is one in Alveston, but I'm not sure.
There is a few actually.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So let's talk about just general roundabouts, because we're not going to do anything too heavy to begin with, all being well, unless you're really good at it, and no reason why not to. How would you identify a roundabout? Because if we're going to deal with it effectively, we need to spot it, don't we?
Yeah.
How would you identify one, do you think? Any signs on approach or clues?
Yeah, it'd be. I think you have that sign in the triangle. It's got like a little circle in it.
This one?
That one, yeah.
Yeah. That's generally if it's round a bend.
Okay.
So it'll warn you first. How would you know where the roundabout actually is? What sign's normally on the roundabout so that you know which way to go? That blue one.
Just that one.
Yeah. And you'll see them on the approach to all of them, apart from the minis, and that'll have the 3 circles. It's actually the same as the recirculation button on your car.
Oh, right.
Where it recirculates the air. I don't think it's intentionally, but so once we've spotted it, we then need to know how to deal with it. What's the general concept of roundabouts? Any ideas? What do you think roundabouts are probably designed to do? Because they are just another junction.
Keep the traffic moving.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So in terms of keeping the traffic moving, would they try and make the junction open or closed?
Open.
Yeah. So visibility is going to be good. Just talking about peripheral, and you might even be starting to look and decide. Going to be good early on. Where are you looking then? What's your thoughts as you're approaching a roundabout? I know you said you've done one.
So I'll be looking right. Obviously looking where I'm coming up to the line, but then give way to the traffic on your right.
Yeah. So really, if we see things on the right, and this is our right as well, and if you're coming round, I would start slowing so you don't have to stop.
Yeah.
Remember we said the technique we're going to use, so this slow moving traffic or traffic light scenario.
Yeah.
Pedestrian crossing.
Yeah. It was just further in, kind of the clutch and the accelerator, and then also you don't actually need the accelerator. You could just use your clutch and your brake if you needed to. It was like downhill.
Yeah, it can do. If you're at low pace, like first gear speed.
Yeah.
What gear do you think generally would be good on approach to give you time to be able to look?
I think second.
Second gear is generally a good one. If it's appropriate, sometimes third as well. Depends on how visible, how wide the lanes are, etc. But there is no set in stone. The way you want to think of it is you're looking not to stop.
Yeah.
And adjusting your speed based on what you can see. If you can't see, you're going to go slower, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you're going to drop the gear potentially. So you might start in third and think, I need to buy an extra couple of seconds to give this car time to get round. Then I can slot in after it. Oh, so I'll drop to second then and bring the clutch up.
Yeah.
And then it might be, oh well, now this one's coming. Let's say I haven't got the signal on.
And then clutch down first. So,
There you go. And then you can use that technique that you just said, clutch down, bit of feather in the foot brake maybe.
Yeah.
Then you're getting goings easier. You said look to the right, and I think you said look forwards for the lines as well.
Yeah.
That's really important, particularly if you are turning left, because often the lines, because they're roundabout circular, you want to get right up to the line there so you get a better view, so you can still see to your right. So if you level with that one, you're not gonna. You might be able to see through its glass, but it could be a bit awkward.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So what I would say to you, based on my experience, I would say to you, look forwards.
Look forwards, right? Yeah.
Because you're probably, I'm guessing, he was going slow. I'm guessing you're not going to not look right.
Yeah.
So as if you remember to look forwards, you're definitely going to be looking where you're going. And when this starts to curve, you're not going to stay straight. That's what I normally see. You see.
Yeah.
So just be aware
People
of
just
that,
staying straight.
because they don't see the
So you have
curve,
to follow.
because they're not looking forwards.
Yeah. Follow the curve a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you don't in the left-hand lane, you'll end up in the right. If you don't in the right-hand lane, your right tyre will end up hitting that paved bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right then. So yeah, we're just looking for that gap. If you're turning left, tell me about. Do you know anything about signals?
So if you're turning left straight away,
Yeah.
you just be indicating left.
Yeah.
If it's the second exit, I don't think you'd indicate just yet. You indicate when you get about there.
Yeah. Can't turn in then, can you? That's impossible.
No.
Because that paved area.
So like at the end of every turn, every exit. So if you want the second exit, then
that's it.
signal at the end of the first exit.
Yeah, nice one. We're going to use mirror signal manoeuvre to exit. So check your mirrors, centre left,
Yeah.
signal left. Checking for what's behind and what's at the side as well. Anything could have caught up. You might have a series of mirror checks. You might have another one just here, another left one in case a bike or something tripled that here, for example. That's about it. Well, in fact, what turning right then? What signal would you give turning right?
If you're in the right-hand lane, so as in this lane,
Yeah.
would you just be indicating right until
That's
you need
it.
to come off, and then you indicate left?
Yeah, where would you signal left then if it's third exit, for example?
Third exit, you'd be indicating there.
Bang on. And what mirrors would you check before you signal?
Centre and left.
Good. So your signal's a confirmation of your intentions once you've checked it's safe. Because there could be somebody, as you steer off here, just about to come out of here,
Yeah.
or something catching up here. Well, actually coming out, catching you up there. See what I mean? You could be slightly in front of them.
So you kind of got to watch out for people in this outside lane as well.
Yeah, particularly if you're in the inside.
So if there is someone there, would you just slow down and wait for them, or?
If they're adamant on going first, if they're catching up, that means they've sped up to get there,
Yeah.
and they've not planned. So we've got to plan for them
Okay.
and let them go. Worst case scenario, Chris, we could go all the way back round the roundabout, no problem at all.
Yeah.
No panic, no worries, no nothing, no worries at all. Like. Here's a good one. If you're going straight on, second exit ahead, because it would be ahead if that weren't there. We remove the roundabout. It's just the road ahead, isn't it?
Yeah.
When would you signal on the approach? Would you signal to exit? What's your thoughts?
So to go to the second exit, or so on the approach to the roundabout wouldn't indicate just yet, and then indicate left as I'm just coming up past the first one.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I've already asked you about this.
Yeah, I think
We haven't, we?
I think I was a bit confused on that. I was like,
Don't
wanna
worry,
repeat
don't
myself.
worry. Yeah, my fault. Just tell me then what you know about lanes for what. I mean, the picture kind of says it, but I just want to know
Yeah.
if it's in your head as to, because if we get on with lanes, then you don't want to be doing it all on the move and saying, oh, this for that.
So left lane's for first and second exit.
Yep.
Right lane's for third and fourth.
Awesome. And if it's anything other, it will tell you by floor markings or signs on approach, because sometimes there's irregularities with them. But this is more of a traditional way of looking at and using a roundabout with two lanes.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a bit more we could go on about, but I'll do that when it's appropriate. You've got everything you need. Any questions or thoughts on that?
No, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Good. Let's do some driving then. So drive on when you're ready. get to the lights,
Yeah.
pedestrian crossings, for the first couple, shall I give you instruction just to get you in that sort of routine as to what to be thinking and
I think
planning?
that'd be useful, yeah.
Yeah. When we reach the end, turn right, please.
Okay.
Really good there. How did you find that?
Yeah, I felt quite controlled.
So we're going to turn left at the end of the road.
Left.
Just position over a bit in case someone shoots in.
Yeah.
Now on the approach, I really want you to interpret what you're seeing right and left. Tell me what you're seeing, particularly to the
So
left.
it's open. I'm seeing the lights.
Okay. Can we...
Yeah.
Anybody at these lights?
No.
No. So are they likely to change?
No.
No. If there was on the end of a road, end of a junction, there could be traffic lights / pedestrian crossings, so they could be controlling. I'll just let you focus here in case the car behind's doing the same. They normally do.
Yeah.
Cars just follow without looking for themselves, unfortunately. Okay, that's first. Pop your clutch back down and just spring it to neutral. Let it go. Now spring it forwards. There we go.
Yeah, I think I did the same thing there.
My
Just
fault.
forced
I
it.
said I was going to remind you and I didn't.
No, it's alright. Yeah, I just need to do that more.
Because again, what could have been the danger?
Slamming it down into first and then slowing down if there's something behind you.
Yeah. So road position at the moment, Chris, what do you think?
I think I was a little bit right there.
Correct. What's the danger?
Flips them on the other side.
More likely if they're overtaking a cyclist, or if they're turning right or overtaking, passing a black vehicle such as that.
Yeah.
Just, as you say, just clip it. So looking at the road ahead, I can see a green light through the glass of the bus. What do you do? So we don't know if anybody stood there. If you check your mirror, see what's behind.
Yeah.
What colour?
Amber.
So we're looking for the solid white paint on the floor. Clutch down, keep rolling to the line. You should see that line over there underneath the door mirror. That's it, good. Clear to go?
Yeah.
Awesome. Any cyclists on the left, bikes on the right?
No, I should have checked.
Before we go?
Yeah.
My fault again, I should have instructed you earlier, to be honest, 'cause it's a new subject, so blame me for that one. So what mirror are you going to check? Awesome. Hold back here, don't get any closer. Why wouldn't you get any closer, Chris?
Because you wouldn't be able to see around the van, so it'd take up my whole view.
That's it. What about your steering as well? What would it do? Easier, harder?
It'd make it a lot harder because I have to steer more.
So what would you say this is then? A good car length? Hold back.
Yeah, a good car and a half, something like that.
Ideal, really.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say he's going to go first.
Yeah, I think so.
Anything catching up on the right or left?
There is a taxi coming.
Okay. Any cyclists on the left? Motorbikes on the right?
No.
Do you think we could roll gently and go after the cyclist before that
I think
and the
so,
blue?
yeah.
If it's too risky, don't risk it. Pop the clutch back down and feather your brake. Steer right a bit though, so you're in an overtaking position. Any cyclists on the left?
No.
Why was that important? You steered. Okay, Chris. So, any thoughts on the roundabouts that I did on the way here?
No, I was kind of taking it in, and I was paying attention a lot on like the lanes that you're in.
Yeah.
Because I think that's probably one of the most important things, just getting in the right lane. But yeah, all the roundabouts were really open, so you were kind of like observing it as you came to it.
Yeah. And that's what you want to aim to do. Make it really easy for yourself. Just looking for a gap and driving into it, and off we go. All right then. So we'll get going. When you're ready, and at the roundabout ahead, you know it's there. We just talked about it. We're going to turn left first exit. So do you want full instruction with that, or
Left first exit?
first exit?
Okay.
Do you want any help with that?
Maybe a little bit, if you
going to check, Chris?
Mirrors.
Blind spot as well? Right, I've checked for you. But, yeah. Pop into second. Otherwise, we'll find it hard to get gone at the roundabout. So if you prepare for a left turn, look early, keep the car moving, don't press anything. Can we go, Chris? Have you looked? Can we go?
Yeah,
let's go. Drive on. Signal back on. Keep with the curb so you don't end up in both lanes because there's a merge there, look.
Yeah.
So you said, I said, have you checked yet? You should have had a couple of checks by then. So you could have been on the gas and gone.
Yeah.
Treat it as a through road. And at the next roundabout, Chris, are these lights likely to change actually? It's relevant for today. You've just gone across.
Could do.
Could do. Just go off the gas and cover the brake, keep in your lane, turning left, so check your mirrors for the roundabout. Clear to the right, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Is it going to cross? Don't brake, just in case there's a car behind. And we've got eye contact, so that's fine.
Right. But yeah, he could have jumped out.
Sorry?
He could have jumped out.
He could have, but he looked in a rush, didn't he? So what gear are we thinking now?
Maybe third.
Oh, Chris, just before you lift that clutch up, put it back down,
Yeah.
Let it bounce into neutral, just flick it into neutral. Clutch down. Okay, good, take control there.
Was it in first again?
Yeah. And clutch back up now, you are in third now. Right, again, my fault. I'm really disappointed with myself for that because I'm not helping you like I said I would. Right, so I'm going to remind you every time now, we're going to spring it to neutral, and that's all I'm going to tell you.
First, yeah.
Then we're going to go third. So we're going to turn left at the roundabout, that's your first exit, okay? Very first exit. So start braking, have a look. Do we need to be braking still?
No, we're okay.
Keep with the curb. Don't accelerate because we can't see what's in the new road. Well done with the feet. Now we're already in third, remember?
Yeah.
And that's fine. There's a bit of a loop here. So we're going to loop sort of back round.
Yeah.
So if you take the next road on the left, please. And then we take the next, or follow it ahead.
This way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the next road on the right, keeping your own side in case something turns out. Nice one. And then we've got a junction at the end. Have we? Is that a junction or a bend? What do you reckon?
I think it's a bend.
Yeah, because the
This
lines
is
are
a
going.
bend, yeah.
So we've just looped that round there. What we're going to have at the end of this road?
Be the roundabout.
Yeah, it might be more closed if I remember the way in rightly. So we might just drop to second as we approach.
Okay.
Now the way we're going to go is going to be ahead second exit.
Second exit.
Ahead second exit. So what lane are you going to use if there's more than one?
Still the left lane.
Left side, yeah. So if you come off that, just cover in case you need to.
Yeah.
With the brake in case you need to slow down. Peel with that curb. Look to the right. We're clear to go after the red one. Keep the clutch up.
We probably would have been okay there.
Got to keep the clutch up though, and maybe slow a bit earlier so you can accelerate into the gap.
Slowly on the brake, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pop into what gear do you need now?
Probably first now.
Can you see the lane markings faintly as you look ahead?
Yeah, now I can. Yeah, now you said that.
So
Yeah.
you're going to follow this curve and sort of follow it. Aim for the lamppost. Don't literally aim for the lamppost.
No.
The red one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
Don't rush it when you go because you don't want to stall on the roundabout. Anything coming from? Okay, good. Steer left a bit more. That's it. Second gear here. Down your mirrors and signal. Awesome. Just keep off the gas for us. What do you see ahead of you?
Another roundabout.
We're going to take right, fourth exit U-turn.
Fourth exit. There's only one lane, isn't it?
Yeah. So mirrors and signal. Clear to the right, up for right. Up for right on the signal.
Up for right.
Just signal up on the stick. Just because there's a car behind us.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because we're turning right, aren't we there?
Yeah, and then
That's it, you've got it. What you're going to check as well. Nice one.
yeah,
What do you see ahead?
another roundabout.
How did you know that? We're going to turn left at the roundabout first exit, yeah?
Yeah.
So, feet just covering. Don't press that clutch, whatever you do. Look early. Look where you're going. Look over there. Can we go?
First exit or
First. Check your mirror. Anything behind us coming in? If so, we're not going to park next to this bollard because it won't get past us.
yeah.
Are they behind us?
They are now. Yeah.
Okay. So, pop a signal on. Don't panic. We don't need to go off the road or anything like that. Just keep braking, keep braking, keep braking. Just bring it to a stop here. Pop it into first. The traffic keeps coming really, and it's made it impossible for you to move back out while you were still rolling.
Yeah.
So we've got to now look for a gap, haven't we? How do you feel about that?
I think that was okay. I mean, it was controlled, but probably should have kept going as opposed to coming to a stop, I think. Or do you think that was okay?
I think if you'd have kept going, we could have had an issue at the roundabout, because if we'd have paused at the roundabout, we could have then been in the fire engine's way.
Yeah.
If we keep going as well, they're going faster than us, they could overtake and we could put them in the wrong side of the road, potentially.
Yeah, not good, yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes you don't need to stop, but I do feel probably it was necessary then, just so they know they can just crack on and get past. At least pull in like you did, not necessarily stop. Alright, so, well done, good job with the checks. So we're going to go right at the roundabout, third exit. So what lane are we going to use?
The right lane.
What are you going to check?
Mirrors.
Okay. Second gear, off the gas. Signal right, up for right. Clear to go?
Yeah.
Third exit, so what number's this?
One.
What number's that?
2.
So when's the earliest point you can pop a left signal on?
Now.
Yeah. Well done. Just check your left mirror here. What's that bike doing? Behind the blue BMW. It could just filter around your left though, just be careful.
Yeah.
Now at the next roundabout we're going to turn right. One lane here. Let's position early. Check your mirrors.
Okay.
Signal. What do you see on your right? Signal right. Position over to the right.
Yeah.
Clear? Do we need to put anything down or press
I think
anything?
we're clear.
Good.
Yeah, we are clear. Which exit?
Third. Right's generally third, 3 o'clock-ish.
Yes, yeah.
Nice one, well done. And then we'll just ease off. And then we'll pull into the car park. So next road on your left. Keep it nice and steady as we come in, because there's often cars coming towards. Okay, and then we'll turn left here. Keep going if it's clear. Look over your shoulder as well. That's it. Okay, clutch down. Clutch, yeah, and just restart the engine.
I think it's still on.
Yeah, so into
Yeah.
first gear. So we'll just have a quick chat about that scenario there
Yeah.
in a bit. If you could just pull straight to that bay in front of you on the right.
That one, yeah.
Just be careful, there's nothing coming through there. It suggests it's one way, but it doesn't mean it's the case. What's going to go down first?
Clutch first on that one.
Yeah.
And then first.
That's it. Low speed and all that. Just edge us forward a little more. Just pop that. If you line up your door mirror with that car's door mirror, just clutch control. Steer left more though. If you look forwards, a bit crooked. Bit more, bit more. Then steer right. Straighten the steering wheel up as on the next edge. Off the brake. Another edge forward. Steer the red band back at the top. Another edge forward. There we go.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we'll look more at parking and stuff. I know we've never done it before as we go through. Really, the aim for pulling in was just a quick catch up. Roundabouts coming thick and fast. It's a new subject.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I think I'm a lot better than I thought I was, to be honest. I think it is one, yeah. Just the idea of the roundabouts just kind of got me a little bit nervous, because obviously there's quite a lot to take in when you've not done them before. But I think it's a lot easier when you break it down, and you know which lane you've got to be in. You're checking your mirrors. I think it was all right.
Me too. No obvious issues there, really.
Just need more practice on it.
Yeah. You know, whenever we've talked about it and we've done a few,
Yeah.
has your perception of roundabouts changed any? Are you thinking about these
Yeah.
differently now?
Yeah. So
What's the main factor?
as I'm looking right, like instead of just stopping at the roundabout and then getting going, I'm just kind of waiting to see if anyone else is coming, and if no one is coming, then I'm just going straight away. It just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. We're deciding really early, aren't we?
Yeah.
The planning.
Yeah.
And that's really what you should aim to do at any open junction that's obviously open anyway.
Yeah.
If it's not obviously open, it's probably semi-closed somewhere on one side, but yeah. Those people coming in the car
Yeah.
park,
Yeah.
tell me a bit about that.
Well, they didn't look, but I didn't have my clutch in all the way, so because I was in first,
Yeah.
I braked first and then didn't have my clutch in time, and it just almost stalled it. But yeah, because I think I subconsciously thought I was in second, so I was braking and then clutching, but because I was in first, it was just too slow, and I just almost stalled it.
Same as coming into this car park space, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said yourself, didn't you, before we'd even had this chat, clutch first, really, or same time as brake, else it's gonna
Yeah.
rumble. Do you know what though? As silly as those pedestrians was, really, they kept on walking. Did we have a left signal actually?
No, we didn't. No.
So they didn't know it was coming. That's an interesting one. And the other thing is, actually, we had giveaway lines to pass.
Right. Okay.
So we give way to the new road and anything on it.
Is that including? Okay. Right.
Pedestrians, yeah. When you break it down and look at each element, yeah. So we needed a left signal on. That was the reason they kept walking.
Yep.
It might have been a bit of me as well, not giving you instruction in time, in fairness to you. And give way to anything, and just any pedestrian in the road, generally they have priority. But of course some pedestrians abuse that and step out when they shouldn't, and expect you that, presume you've seen them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they don't know you have. So I'd never, I don't do things like that. But yeah, just that to take into account, really. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Yeah, because I should have indicated really, because we went left. But yeah, makes sense.
I think because they had in front of us, we had an arrow, and it suggested left only, really.
That might have been it. Yeah.
So we needed to, I suppose, just follow the road round. And then I think what happens is you drive around the car park, and then you go. It's almost like a roundabout in the middle, but it's not. And if you follow it round, then you go to the back, other side of the car park. I'm not sure. No, I am sure. That's why I said it. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, your college then? What time do you need to be? Is there somewhere to park? Remember, we can pick up and set down on double yellows.
I'm trying to think, because it's kind of like down an industrial estate, so yeah, you could probably set down a swap.
And you're finishing there at 1:45. You don't need to be in for 1:45 or anything like that.
I think I might need to be in for 1:45.
So what time ideally do you want to get there for? I just want to plan the rest of this, and not make you late like I did for basketball training.
No, honestly, it didn't matter. Probably about 22, something like that.
Get there for 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Let's do that then. So next thing I'm going to do, what's your plan? Getting out of here.
Just reverse it.
Have we done any before?
Not in this car. In my own car, yeah. But not a lot.
Okay, have you talked about where you should be looking when reversing, ideally?
No. I don't think I've covered that.
Okay. It's just making sure you're looking where you're going, the direction of travel.
Yeah.
So it'd be over the left shoulder. Why do you think it's important to look over left shoulder and not stare into this guy here?
Because there's a lot that you won't be able to see. Because you've got two big blind spots.
Yeah.
Either side.
Fantastic. Nobody's ever really said it to me like that before, but yeah. If you look over your left shoulder now for me, is it fair to say that you can see out of the corner of your eye, out of this window, you'd see any cars coming round before they're actually behind you, and you'd only see them when they're there in that one?
Yeah.
And if you're lucky enough, you could see a little bit out of that one. If you can't see out of that one, you just have occasional obs over the right shoulder as well, particularly when you're doing any steering. So all round obs generally, but mainly looking in the direction of travel over the left shoulder. In terms of reversing, you can legally take the seatbelt off when reversing.
Right.
And I think that's really for people maybe more with mobility issues.
Yeah.
You know, bad back or weight or whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're ready, drive on.
Okay.
Reverse gear in this car.
I'm already on, aren't I?
You've just got to pop your clutch down. It'll fire up. Reverse gear is just lifting that lever up.
Which lever's that?
I'll show you.
Oh, it's that one.
And it'll beep.
Okay. I've got like a little button here in mine.
Yeah, they do differ a little bit.
So that's reversing.
Yeah. You'll have parking sensors, but don't go off human observation rather than the sensors. I don't think they're going to come on anyway because there's nothing really around. But
okay.
So if you look around all from the right first before you reverse, anything coming?
Nope.
Could be coming the wrong way. There's some kids there and that, isn't there? They could walk towards us.
Could be. Yeah.
Lower your bite. If it's that high and you release the handbrake, how fast are we going to go backwards?
Pretty quick.
Very. Just lower that. Lower. Less gas. When reversing, a good tip in terms of gas is use 1,000 revs.
1,000, right.
So it's not much, but it's some.
Okay.
That feels a bit better, doesn't it?
It does,
like
yeah.
you're going to be in control.